Does my hair look okay? No. Shit. Good morning. Today I'm going to draw a purple wyrm. Now this is a request from a YouTuber called Paul Bamba. Yes. So let's get on with it. Now I've had lots of ideas for drawing worms and stuff like that, but I think it is best if we start with a head. Maybe make it quite vicious looking. And then we can concentrate on the body pretty much. After the head. Obviously there's no eyes on a worm, but I'm going to try and get this sketched. It's a worm, but it's like coiled like a snake, so it still can be pretty cool. And maybe this bit goes off in the distance like that, perhaps. Who knows? So I'm going to get this pretty much sketched out. You can see there, looks like a very vicious looking worm. It's got like a mouth there with like rings around it, so it's like a tube going through the body. To colour this purple I'll be using Promarkers and some prismacolors, I think, but I've got to ink it first, so I don't know how to do. There's some little spines on it. Yeah. Just adds to it. They disappear under there, and they'll probably come back out over there on the tail and probably disappear somewhere over there. So sort the teeth out. Maybe give a good go on that. I'm not going to do any time lapse today. I'm going to do that often but not often. If that makes sense. I don't think it did it? Often but not often. Yeah. I'll do the time lapse, you know, sometimes, but not every time. No, that sounded a bit better. I'll get these teeth. Maybe add extra teeth in there as well, if there's any gaps. Small teeth. Yeah. I'm going to try and make this look a bit like a nasty looking worm. There's no room for drawing a cartoon worm with a friendly face, I think. Nasty looking worm. Lots of other stuff dripping off. I think I'm a bit hot wearing this wig. bit hot. Anyway, back to the drawing. So let's zoom in. Well, I've already zoomed in. Yeah, I've zoomed in and doing some thicker lines. Doing some thicker lines underneath, thicker than the top, because underneath I'm trying to show like you know, line weight and stuff like that. So just try and factor that in to the drawing. And on top there'll be like a thinner line, and maybe even make the bottom line a bit thicker. You can already see the line weight taking shape. So I'm using this brush pen, the Pigma brush pen, which is okay, but I prefer my Pentel brush pen. And maybe under that bit as well there'll be a thicker line, so it looks like it's the shadowed area as well, and on top's the thinner line, so you're catching like the light maybe, and it just helps, you know, with the whole design. That's why I do that. So I do the thicker line under here as well, and watch them little spikes. Thinner line on there. Oh, a thicker line will be on that part there as well. And this line starts to go quite thin. And then can maybe add some shadow as well with this brush pen, just underneath. And it'll go well when we start to colour it as well. So under these shadowed areas, there's a lot of shadow, as well as like thick line weight. And then maybe this way I'll go the opposite way, just to show a difference from that part of the body. So I'm going that way instead of that way. And it's showing that it's curving that way as well. Well, obviously with the tail, you know, going off there. So yeah. So this is an old request, I think. At least a few months, I think. But sometimes it's best to do. But I think it's best to mull over sort of an idea before I actually try and draw it. Sometimes I can draw it straight off, and then other times I can just see it in my head anyway. When I got a comment yesterday saying to draw it, I thought, yeah, I'll just do that in the vlog. So I could see it, you know, what I was going to draw in my head, so I just thought, yeah, I'd have a go. There needs to be a lot of shadow on this bit. All curves this way, because it has to match that side there. Yeah, possibly a bit of shadow under there, minimal bit. Continue this around. I enjoy like doing all them teeth and things in there and filling that bit out, because that's like the feature of the wyrm really. Still do more shadow along the bottom here. As usual, I'll get all the other ink pens, like the thinner ones, pigma microns and stuff, and just really have a go trying to get this and a slight bit of detail there. Oh, and then this bit, the shadow under this bit of tail. I might do a thinner ink pen for the bit going off in the distance. So, right, got a thinner ink pen, Pigma Micron 01. Maybe drawing the thinner lines. So yeah, I think it's best to do just one, like illustration per vlog. Then people, I don't think, get confused, I think, because I put in the title, like, say something like, oh, drawing a purple worm, and then if I'm drawing other things, they might get bored, going, where's the worm or something. So I think it's best if I just concentrate on one thing in these. And I think it doubles up as a drawing video as well, because it's like a daily vlog, but I'm drawing whilst talking or something. So it's a bit like a drawing video anyway, like a drawing tutorial or something. Drawing tutorials in the past haven't really been up to much. It's just like follow along, watch me draw sort of thing. So, but still, drawing videos. Try and get all these lines. Saving the head till last, because that's the best bit. Finish all these let's finish off that tail going off in the distance. These spikes. So yeah, I'll try and finish them off there. Right, so I'll do this head now. Try and sort out the teeth. I took that red wig off, by the way, because I was Oiling! I was sweating like a pig. So, you know, there we go. Just turn the paper because sometimes that helps. Any gaps I create, I'm just going to do a tooth behind it, just to give the impression of more teeth. Well, this is the bit I always mess up on, because I've got to do them teeth the same sort of angle as the others, but I always mess it up. So I think it's just best if I try and just give it a go. We do a couple angled up like that. Maybe one at the side, one just there, tiny tooth, tiny tooth. Just blag it. I think that's the best way to do it. The next thing, or the next step that I do, is try and add a bit of cross hatching in there. Oh, I didn't do the, I forgot about the inner mouth bit there. On them little circle things. And I could darken the, maybe that bit's the dark part of the mouth. Maybe cross hatch a bit of that. Try and let them teeth stand out by a bit of shading in there, in the mouth, bit around the edges of the inside of the mouth. Usually helps. I can come back to that. So like what I'd do with this cross hatching, I'd do these sort of marks pretty much all the way under these shaded parts. It just adds a bit of extra detail to it and it looks quite cool. Perhaps more little bits of detail on these spines on the back. Don't really want to do too much detail on them because I'll be just colouring them a separate colour to the sort of skin anyway, so we'll just see how they go. So yeah, I was gonna do more cross hatching on, just do more on this bit. So what I'll do is, I'll do this bit off camera because it's a bit just, you know, boring just watching me do like cross hatching. I'll do them bits, and a bit on there, and I'll come back and we'll start to colour. So I've done that cross hatching all along the shadowed areas. I've sort of like left out the tail because I'll colour that in anyway, the shadows and things like that, because it's in the distance, so I didn't really want to do too much black on that bit. I've erased all the pencil lines, so now I'm just going to add some little bits of grey tone just to help the colour form a nice shadowy sort of purple, especially on the bottom. I never used to colour with grey tones, but it's a tip that I found from some other artists on Facebook, Instagram and stuff like that, and it does actually work. So you know, you can layer stuff over it and just sort of change it. It changes the tone of the picture really, and well, I just thought I'd try and adopt a few techniques, try and do things differently, because before I'd just use straight colour, and you know, but adding some nice tones beforehand usually helps a lot as well. Doesn't matter if I go over them dribbles, I can recolour them with white or something. Oh, I forgot about that shadowed bit under there. Added a bit of cross hatching under there as well, just to help separate it slightly. Just try and follow some of the folds in the skin. Try and get most of the shadow. So this is going to be a long video, but oh well. Never mind. I'd rather get this good drawing in, even if I do say so myself. Good drawing. Let me draw some little bit there, just to give it a sort of just something, bit of grey tone. I can always come back to that bit. There's a bit under here as well. There's some more shadowed areas there that I've sort of highlighted with a bit of grey tone. Right, I think it's best if I try and layer in a purple just to see how it looks. Pretty confident it's going to look okay. Once you go over there, it just adds a nice sort of darker sort of colour, and then you've got the purple on the top. purple will go quite in the middle, because obviously like that top line is near the, you know, the light source, so it'll be like lighter. So try and carry on with some thinner lines. Let's go over some. The thing is, I never used to be real sketchy with markers. I used to try and be so precise, colouring every little area, but you do it quite quick here. It still looks as good. I think you just have to have a little bit of an understanding how you're going to colour something in, or a little bit of planning in your own head, sort of thing. I could go back in and add more greys to that later on if I wanted to. I probably will add some purple underneath there. So get the most of the purple laid in as best we can. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this purple worm. So my son's on his game, because he can't do it, he throws stuff around, so I'll be switching that off soon. Yes, I'll do the usual thing. If he starts going off about it, I'll just go and like put my hand to the plug and then just look at him and go bye bye and then switch it off. In fact, I might do that in a minute. Let's quickly finish this with a bit of purple, just a touch on this bit. I need to follow through a bit of purple on the tail. Move that down because you can't see. And I'll just fill in a few bits on the head, just at the roots of the teeth. I think any of the little bits I've missed. Now I've got like a bad habit of using the largest part of the marker, which I always forget about the smallest part, but oh well, I'll do everything. So I've got the things there. What I need to do is, well, I've got a pink marker, but I don't think there's a lot left, but I'll give it a go. Just about adding the highlighted areas. It gives a nice light sort of colour. Just try and do a bit, some smaller areas, and I really like the smaller bits like the tail. I only need a general highlight. I've got a pink prismacolor pencil somewhere, so I'll dig that out once this properly runs out. So just try and add a bit of pink in there, and I can smooth it out with, you know, other. You can see the tone of the piece. It looks like a lighter shade of the purple now, and I quite like it. It's something similar that I did on that skull piece, you know, that large A3 skull drawing with tentacles and that. Just try and fill that in as best I can. Smooth it out with that pencil crayon. Got that there. I think the inner mouth will be a different colour, so I'm going to go for this like maroon colour for the shadowed areas. I think it's maroon. Oh no, it's a plum. What am I on about? I'm getting mixed up with the other one. Oh yeah, the other one looks sort of similar. Yeah. So I'm knocking the camera again. Nice one. So yeah, on like the shadowed areas, this colour, then the more lighter areas I can just thin out with a lighter shade of pencil crayon, possibly red coloured. Try and separate the colour from, well, already it is separate from the rest because it's a different part of the worm creature anyway. So yeah, there's that bit. Where was I going to put that? Ah, there we go. Got a red Crayola. Try and shade in between this. I still use Crayolas now and again, but they're not as good as Prismacolors. I need to get more Prismacolors when I can afford it. So a bit of shadow in there with the colouring. Got white somewhere. I think I have a tiny bit of white. I'm down to the little stub on this one. I'll get some more, but it does need to smooth that out slightly. Makes it slightly lighter, but there. That's kind of the effect I was going for. I think I'll have a bit of green slime. Got a green Prismacolor. Just try and colour this in. You can go over it as well because it'll appear green anyway, so I don't have to use a white highlight pen. Yeah, that's the good thing about using Promarkers. It can be layered over. So yeah. I think them spines, quite possibly I'll just do them like a golden yellow colour that helps separate a bit. Just give them a light little shading of this yellow prismacolor. It's a golden, oh, it's a canary yellow. Forget the other little bits going off in the distance. So as a finished illustration, it's not quite there, but for this video I think it is. I'm going to leave the teeth white because for some reason I like the white, you know, the whiteness of the teeth. It seems to look a bit more vicious to me, I think. Just leaving the white in there. But as an illustration, I'd probably go on and add more, maybe a little white highlights or something. In fact, I'll probably do a few little white highlights now. Will be out real sort of detailed, just like a bit of an outline just underneath, you know, the main sort of bit. It just gives a sort of an outline and just jazzes it up a little bit. To the end of that tail there, and maybe just under the mouth. So I'm going to leave this vlog there for now. This was a requested video. I hope you enjoy that, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers now.